And our next story comes from the United States. Before I tell you what I'm talking about, have a look at these images. These are videos that are doing the rounds on social media. People can be seen walking strangely, behaving in a manner that is as bizarre as it could get. Their behavior is being called zombie-like. Now, we've all heard of zombies. There are movies that talk about them. But what really is going on here? What's making these people behave this way? Are they acting, pretending to be zombies? Why would they do that? Now, let me just say this very clearly. WION cannot independently verify the authenticity of these photos and videos shared on social media. But these videos are surfacing at a worrying time when concerns have been rising over a drug in the United States. It's being called by different names. It's being called the zombie drug, a flesh-eating drug, skin-rotting drug. And it once again is bringing America's worsening opioid epidemic to the forefront. At the heart of this horror story lies an animal tranquilizer. It's called xylazine. It is showing up in street drugs, causing skin disease, severe wounds, which could even lead to limb amputation. First things first, what is xylazine? The animal tranquilizer is known by street names like Thruuu, zombie drug. It came into being in 1962 as an anesthetic for veterinary procedures. In human beings, the drug led to respiratory depression and low blood pressure. So the trials were stopped. It then started being used as an addictive substitute for heroin. And this started most likely in the 2000s. It causes wounds which, if left untreated, can lead to amputation. It can knock you out for hours. So it can leave the users vulnerable for long periods of time. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, xylazine is classified as a central nervous system depressant. In Philadelphia, more than 90% of the lab-tested dope samples there were positive for xylazine, more than 90% of them. And this problem, by the way, is not just limited to Philadelphia. It is increasingly making its presence felt in the drug-hot zones across the United States. A study detected xylazine in the drug supply in 36 states and the District of Columbia. In New York City, xylazine has been found in 25% of the drug samples. The zombie drug is causing horror across America. How exactly? The animal sedative is being mixed with fentanyl. Xylazine is added to fentanyl as an adulterant to increase the potency or the weight. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid. According to this report by the Washington Post, on average, one person dies of fentanyl overdose in the United States every 7 minutes, killing more people than car accidents, gun violence, and suicide. In Philadelphia itself, fentanyl mixed with xylazine is being sold for only a few dollars per bag. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration earlier warned the healthcare professionals about the drug, and this is what complicates matters. It does not show up in routine toxicology screens and can be difficult to distinguish from opioid use. And since it's not an opioid, xylazine may not respond to a standard treatment for opioid overdoses. And now let me tell you why this is a serious problem. Overdose deaths in the United States involving opioids have been on the rise. The number increased from over 70,000 in 2020 to almost 81,000 in 2021. And here's the bigger worry. Deaths caused by an overdose of synthetic opioids like fentanyl were the biggest contributor to the overall number of deaths. As the zombie drug wreaks havoc, the U.S. needs to up its game to tackle this menace before time runs out. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.